tea. Is it good? Hey everyone. So we're doing a new series called What's the Tea? And we're going to spill all the tea that has to do with real estate once a week. And we're just trying this out. So let me know what you think. But today we're going to cover a little bit about what's been going on within our community, within the world, and basically the tea of where the success comes from. So Laura, I'm going to let you start because you had a really good point before we got going.
Yeah.
And then we'll move into a little more both of us.
Right. I was telling Liz, I was watching a series on Netflix last night called Owning Manhattan. And I'm interested because personally I want to buy a place in Manhattan the next year or so. And it's all about these real estate agents that are super successful in Manhattan. They're about 30 to 40 years old. And I also read an article that said that millennials now are so much more financially successful. The baby boomers were at that age. So this morning I was just drinking my coffee and thinking about it. And I was telling my husband, and he said, "What are you thinking?" I was thinking about, what is going on? How come now the younger generation tend to be wealthier younger? And it seems very normal to them. Like I was telling with Liz, in the street where she lives at, um, these houses that rent for $7,000 or more, and they're all your age, and they have Lamborghinis and
Ferraris, McLarens,
right,
Range
right,
Rovers.
right. And there's a lot. I mean, we're talking how many houses there? Maybe 100 or more.
100 or more, and not a single what I call basic car in the driveway. It's all very luxurious, hot, top of the line cars.
Right. Okay. So I was thinking about that, and I was like, what is it? It's all about really how you approach things. Like I always say, there are some people that naturally can pretty much eat whatever they want and never go to the gym and still have a great body and feel good about themselves. And they even say that I can eat anything and I still look this way. Where there are other people that have to work at it, right? You have to watch what they eat, they go to the gym. I'm one of those.
Same.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like, okay, so how do you get to be more like these people that don't have to go to the gym and eat what they want, right? And that was successful as far as real estate. So the thing is this, think about it. What is the younger generation doing a little bit different? Why are these successful real estate agents in Manhattan? Why you have all these people renting $10,000 a month houses? It's really because there are a couple of things here. We always make fun of millennials, but there is something there to notice. They expect it and they're quote unquote entitled. And sometimes being entitled is not a bad thing, I guess. Being expecting is not a bad thing because once you get into the mindset, you expect it. Like one of the agents last night, he was saying on Manhattan, actually, is the main agent. He says, I don't have option B. This is only option A. This is what I have to do. There is nothing else. I love real estate. I love what I'm doing, and this is what I'm going to do. There is no option.
Can I piggyback off
Yeah.
that? I think another thing, being a millennial, it's that we are more aware. We're more self-aware, and so like our mindset and like the things that were voodoo to you guys is the everyday norm for a millennial. So for us to be more aware, that's why I feel like we're seeing more success. The other thing is we were raised by boomers. So we were raised with a work ethic that not many people have anymore because we were raised by like people like you who are entrepreneurs or boomers or blazing the path. And then we also come in with the new age woohoo mindset stuff. And that's been, I feel like, the combination to where you see more success in millennials and you see more success like the people in my neighborhood. We're dropping that much on rent and cars. It's not a big deal. And half of the ladies there are stay at home moms on top of it. So it's the, bringing in that kind of thing as well.
Yeah. So moral of the story, be a little bit like a baby boomer, maybe a lot like a millennial, and you'll be successful in whatever you do. So that's what we're coming down to, right? So there is nothing wrong for that. There is something to learn with both type of generations. And I can see. I mean, I have to admit, I am very much admiring these millennials that are building these empires and millionaires at the barely age of 30, or like our one of our coaches, Dawn. She's her age and she owns a ton of rentals, commercial properties, land developments, and she's just in her 30s. So this is, and one of the things, Liz, you said that I think is very important is it's normal. It's normalizing it, right? Don't feel like it's a big deal. And like when I started in real estate, one of the reasons I think I was successful is because I didn't think it was a big deal. I normalized it. I was expecting it. It's just That's it. That's normal. And I was sharing with the students today some of the ways that how I find properties. And I was like, these ways I share with you guys to this day, that 95% of
There you go. We're back.
okay. We're gonna more in depth into it when we get
Well,
to the retreat.
But how does this apply to everyone in general? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I would say there's a lot that I learned from being around my mom, who's more of a boomer, and then her being around me, who's more of a millennial. I feel like, in a way, I keep her mindset young and she keeps my mindset wise. So, for those of you that are like, I'm not a millennial, I'm either whatever's after millennial and boomers, just know that you can apply whatever we talk about in any generation to you. Just turn it to what works for you and your success.
No, definitely. And like I said, learn a little bit from both. Have the work ethics and of the baby boomer, but have a little bit of the expectation and the mentality of the millennial, and you'll be successful too. So, let's talk about the retreat and how this is
Yeah.
actually can solidify some of the stuff that we're
Sure.
talking about today.
It's hot as hell here. Sorry. So I'm trying to look all presentable on here. I'm not gonna lie, we're live and I'm sweating. Okay. So one of the things about the retreat is coming up is we have a retreat coming up in Hollywood Beach, Florida. We're so excited. It's gonna be me and Laura. And we also all of our coaches. We have right now, we're almost sold out in most of our tickets. We're keeping this small and intimate. Why? Because this is going to be a very hands-on retreat. You're going to be learning how to pull lists. You're going to be learning how to make calls. You're going to be learning how to talk to sellers, buyers, how to estimate rehabs, and all of that. So we have to keep it hands-on to have people show up and be able to help them all. Another thing is we are going to be right on the beach. We are going to be having beachside chats where we're going to talk about the breakthroughs and what kind of mindset and how to apply those techniques to what we're talking about to your everyday business. And also, the biggest thing is for you to be able to walk away from this retreat feeling confident, but not just feeling confident, knowing what to do, because confidence gets you very far, but then also having some of those steps. So we have tickets right now. I mean, our lowest price is $297. It is going up soon, so I always try to let people know that. But I think coming to the retreat, enjoying the beach, enjoying the relaxing atmosphere, but also being around like-minded women and women who are really rocking it. I have some of my star students coming, some of like my top of the line 70 plus rentals, those kind of ladies coming as well, and they're going to be sharing their experience. Maybe
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, think about it. How can you, concentrate, compact, weeks of training into 2, 3 days? I mean, it's unbelievable what we can do in 2, 3 days. And the thing is, it's not one of those retreats where you just leave inspired. You're going to leave with a to-do list. You're going to leave with a blueprint. You're going to know what you need to do next. And the other thing that is empowering is that the community, because at the end of the day, you want to be in a community like-minded people. One of the things happened with COVID, we got really isolated, and people are really craving the community, but also they're craving like kind of a more intimate community where people actually talk to each other, where there is a networking, where people actually treat you as a person instead of just sitting there and nobody knows who you are. So this is what we are about, and that's why we want to reinforce a lot of activities, implementation, community, working together, and asking the questions so that you're going to leave from the retreat really with a to-do list of what you need to do, not just weeks of training and still nothing to show for it.
So all you have to do is comment retreat if you're interested, and my team will send you some information on it. We only have a few tickets left, and then we're going to be sold out. But the tickets are coming available randomly if someone has to cancel and all of that. So if you're wanting, we're already sold out of bus tour and VIP. If you're wanting that, go ahead and buy the general and ask to be put on the wait list. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and get going. But I hope you loved a little bit of our what's the tea. Every week's going to be different. This was more mindset related. Some weeks we may share some real estate. Some weeks we may share some real estate drama that's going on or some property drama, deal drama. But every week will be just a little different. And it's not always going to be just Laura and me. It might be just me or just Laura, or maybe we'll bring on some guest speakers, some of our coaches. But yeah, so we're super excited.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely we start in this series and still have a little bit of technical things to straighten
Like
out.
put my phone on do not disturb.
Right. But we're here, we're present. That's what is important.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday, and we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.